I did not plan to speak English that day. I was shy. I was nervous. I only wanted to stay quiet and help at my aunt's shop. But one small mistake changed everything. I spoke English at the wrong moment, in the wrong place, and to the wrong person. And that one mistake became the beginning of something big.
Welcome to Everyday English Global, where English feels real, simple, and useful in daily life. Today's story is called The Day I Spoke English by Mistake. It sounds small, it sounds funny, but for me, it was unforgettable. I still remember that morning very clearly. I was helping my aunt in her small shop near the market. It was one of those busy places where people were always talking, cars were always passing, and someone was always asking for a price. I was 17 at the time, quiet, nervous, always overthinking everything. At night, I used to learn English on my phone. Not because I was confident, not because I was brave. I learned because I wanted a better future. I practiced simple phrases again and again. Excuse me. I am sorry. Can you repeat that? What do you mean? I thought nobody noticed. I thought I was learning in secret.
That morning, while I was sitting near the counter, a foreign man walked into the shop. He looked confused and a little lost. He was holding a map and looking around. Then he spoke. He said, "Excuse me, where is the nearest bus station?" And my mind went completely blank. I knew those words. I understood him. But before I could think, before I could even remember my own language, English came out of my mouth. I said, "The bus station is straight ahead, then left after the traffic light." The whole shop became silent. I immediately felt my face get hot. I had not planned to say that. I had not planned to speak English at all. I wanted to disappear. I almost said I did not mean to. I almost said that was a mistake. Instead, I just stood there and stared. The man smiled and said, "No problem. Your English is good." That surprised me even more. My aunt turned around slowly and looked at me. Her eyes were wide. She was clearly shocked. I wanted to explain myself, but the words would not come out fast enough. Then I tried again. I pointed at the map and said, "Go straight for 2 blocks, then turn right at the pharmacy. The bus station is next to the bank." The man nodded and thanked me. He said, "Can you repeat that, please?" And I repeated it. This time I spoke a little more slowly, a little more clearly, a little more confidently. After he left, my aunt looked at me and said, "You speak English?" I laughed nervously and said, "A little." She smiled and said, "A little? That was not little." I did not know what to say. Honestly, I was still thinking about what had just happened. I had made a mistake, a very public mistake. But somehow that mistake had helped someone, and somehow it had shown me something about myself that I had never really seen before. Later that afternoon, the same man came back. This time, he was smiling. He told me he had found the bus station because of my directions. Then he said something I will never forget. He said, "Your English is becoming more confident." That one sentence stayed with me. because the truth was, I was still nervous. I was still not perfect. I still made mistakes. But for the first time, I understood something important. Confidence does not come before speaking. Confidence comes after speaking. You speak first. Then confidence starts to grow.
Before the day ended, a little boy came into the shop with his mother. He looked at me and asked, "Do you speak English?" I smiled and said, "A little." Then he said, "Say something in English." I felt shy again, but this time I was not afraid like before. So I said the first thing that came into my mind. "Please do not make me nervous." Everyone laughed. Even I laughed. And in that moment, I realized something beautiful. I was no longer hiding. I was learning. I was growing. And I was starting to enjoy speaking English. That night, I kept thinking about everything that happened. I kept repeating the same little phrases in my head. "Excuse me. I am sorry. Can you repeat that?" I was so nervous. I could not believe it. Everything changed after that. And I learned a very important lesson. Sometimes a mistake is not the end. Sometimes it is the beginning. Sometimes the thing you fear becomes the thing that helps you grow. I did not plan to speak English that day, but that mistake gave me something I had been missing for a long time. It gave me confidence. So, yes, that was the day I spoke English by mistake. And maybe it was a mistake, but it was also the day I started believing in myself. If you have ever made a language mistake, write it in the comments. And if you enjoyed this story, like the video, subscribe to Everyday English Global, and stay with me for more real English stories that help you learn with confidence. Sometimes one small mistake can open one very big door.